Okay, let's be real. The internet is pretty amazing, right? I mean, you can learn literally anything, watch cats do the weirdest stuff, and get your homework done in seconds. But it's also jam-packed with some seriously tricky information, totally fake stories, and stuff that's just, well, wrong. So how do you tell what's real and what's not? Let's get into it.
You've totally seen these, right? You do a search and an AI summary pops right up at the top. It's super fast, which is awesome. But have you ever just stopped and wondered, is this thing telling me the whole truth?
And the honest answer to that is nope, not always. AI can definitely get things wrong. The whole internet can feel like this giant, confusing maze with trapdoors everywhere. But don't sweat it. Today, we're going to give you the map to get through it like a total pro.
Now you might be thinking, oh, I'm pretty smart. I don't get fooled online. But here's the thing. That's just not true. Turns out, even the absolute smartest experts can get lost in that maze.
A huge study from Stanford University found something that just blew my mind. They tested a group of PhD historians. We're talking people whose actual job is to do research, and they were tricked by fake or biased websites all the time. It just goes to show you, being a genius in history doesn't automatically make you an expert online detective. So what was the deal? Why were these super smart people getting fooled? Well, it all came down to how they were reading. The historians were using something called vertical reading. They'd land on a website and just scroll up and down, reading it like a book. But there was another group, professional fact-checkers, and they did something completely different, lateral reading. And check this out. This table says it all. The historians, reading vertically, were slow, and yep, they often got it wrong. But the fact-checkers, the ones reading laterally, they were super fast and almost always figured out the truth. So you see, it's not really about how smart you are. It's about the strategy you use. So what is this superpower? What's this secret move that makes fact-checkers so incredibly good at finding the truth online? It's called lateral reading. That's literally it. Instead of just staying on one website and trusting everything it says, fact-checkers immediately open new tabs. They leave the page to see what the rest of the internet has to say about that site and whatever it's claiming. They investigate before they invest their time.
And you know what? There's a really easy way to make lateral reading a habit. It's a simple 4-step guide called SIFT.
And this right here shows you just how simple it is. These are the 4 moves that are going to turn you into an online detective. Let's break them down. SIFT. It stands for stop, investigate the source, find better coverage, and trace claims back to the original. It's a really simple way to remember a super powerful habit. Okay, the first move is honestly the most important one. S is for stop. You know when you see something online and it makes you feel really angry or super excited or just shocked? That's when you have to pause. Fake info is often designed to make you feel strong emotions, so you'll share it without even thinking. Just taking 1 second to breathe lets your brain catch up. Next up, I is for investigate the source. This is where that lateral reading really kicks in. Before you dive into an article or watch a video, just ask yourself, who's behind this? Is it a scientist, a real news reporter, or is it just some random account with a goofy name? You gotta know who's talking. So how do you investigate fast? Here's a great little trick. If you land on a site you've never heard of before, just open a new tab, type in the name of the website, and add the word Wikipedia. Now, Wikipedia isn't perfect for everything, but for getting a quick read on a source's reputation, it's an amazing first stop to figure out who they are. All right, next, F is for find better coverage. The great thing about the internet is that you are never, ever stuck with the first thing you find. If you see some wild claim, open another tab and search for it. Are other, more trusted news sources talking about it? If nobody else is reporting it, you should probably be a little suspicious. And finally, T is for trace. Trace those claims back to where they first came from. So much of the internet is like a giant game of telephone. You know, things get copied, pasted, and shared, and every time the story gets a little more twisted. A quote gets cut short, a photo is from a totally different event. You gotta trace it back to the beginning to see the real story. So remember this, SIFT isn't just some checklist you pull out for a school project. It's a habit you build for your entire life online. So let's do a super quick recap of your new detective toolkit. First, you stop and think. Then you investigate who's talking. After that, you find other reports. And finally, you trace the info back to the start. It's that simple, but it's also that powerful. By making these 4 little moves a habit,
You can get through that internet maze with total confidence. You have the map now. You know how to find the truth. So the only real question is, what are you going to investigate first?